Hello, Gore Horrors and fellow Deadites. I'm Brendan.
I'm Sam.
And welcome to Our Life in Horror.
And we are reviewing Crawl.
Crawl. Sam was in an alligator mood last night.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think after we did our count of the movies and we had all these creature packs, I was like, I'm kind of into watching one of them.
Okay.
And we watched one that wasn't even in one of the packs.
No. So we watched one that I feel like you would have appreciated the most.
Plus, they're coming out with another one.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice that we got this off the list.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's done by Alexander Aja, correct?
Yep.
Not on that.
Directed by Alexander.
Directed by, 6.1 on IMDb, 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Release date was July 12th, 2019. Budget was $13.5 million. And it is starring Kaya Scodelario. She's from Skins. She was Effie. And Barry Pepper.
Cool. Yeah. Barry Pepper's good.
What's he from?
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Saving Private Ryan. I think he was in like The Dark Knight or something too.
Green Mile.
I think maybe he was in one of the Batman movies. I'm not sure. He's been around. He's got a very familiar face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So spoiler-free thoughts.
I really like this movie. I always have. I think it's probably on par to be one of probably in the top 5 of the alligator crocodile movies ever made. Yeah, I enjoy the story. I do think that it does have some issues after last night's rewatch.
Okay.
But I do enjoy everything about it. The crocodiles look great, or the alligators. They look great. What about you? This was your first time watch.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it. I'm a big fan of natural disaster movies because they actually scare me. Like, I went to bed freaking out about the fact that, like, a natural disaster could happen at any time. And when when we took a break, when we paused the movie to I grabbed a pop or something and you went out, you had to go to your car to grab smokes.
Yeah.
And I was about to be like, oh, he's got to go out in that rain. And then I was like, wait, no, it's not raining. I was like, it's snowing, but it's not a hurricane.
Yeah.
So yeah, this kind of stuff actually freaks me out. Hurricanes and stuff like that. I know we don't get hurricanes here. It's more so if we were to get something, it would probably be a tornado.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Last year we got some good ones.
Yeah. But it's more likely to happen with this takes place in Florida.
Yeah.
Right. And we just had all those hurricanes and I was following them on TikTok and freaking myself out. So I like that it's a natural disaster movie and a creature feature. Animal attack movie. I like animal attack movies. I like the fact that they utilize almost every level of this house. I don't want to say too much about the ending or anything, but there was some good kills. I jumped a few times. Yeah. Physically jumped. I like the main girl. I think it's funny how a lot of movies that have to do with water, the main girl is always like a professional swimmer or something. I noticed that in another movie I just recently watched, and I was thinking that too. And in this movie, she was a swimmer too. I was like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Give them an excuse to be a good swimmer.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I like the characters a lot. And the dynamic between her and her dad, and you're rooting for them to survive. Yeah,
because you gave me the option yesterday of this or Placid. And I feel like this. I had my heart broken yesterday about Terminator, so I didn't want my heart broken about another beloved childhood movie yesterday. So I was like, I know for a fact she'll like Crawl. I don't know if you'll like Placid.
Okay, that's fair. I did watch a trailer for Placid, and I was interested.
Okay.
So maybe another day.
Just because you think you're interested about the trailer doesn't mean you're going to be interested in the movie, though.
No, I know. I just, you know me, I'm a sucker for all those covers of the sequels.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, it looks like trashy, raunchy, fun stuff. And you're like, yeah, the first one's not like that.
No. It's a little more classic. It's like it's a B movie with a big budget with good actors, but it's not like Zombievers by any means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll give it a shot. But yeah, we'll get into spoilers.
Yeah.
I liked the story of her and her dad, and You know, when she like was going to find him and he was in the crawl space, like that was like really freaky.
That's tense.
Yeah, he had like the marks on his arm, and it's like, oh, you know, she's not down there alone. I like that it starts in a crawl space because that was super claustrophobic. And yeah, like I said before, I like how they utilize like every level of the house. Like they start down in the crawl space, and then they're outside, and then they're on the main level, and then they're upstairs, and then eventually they get to the roof to safety. But good kills. My favorite one was definitely the one in the little. Was it a gas station?
Yep.
Where the guy like looks up in the mirror and then he sees it coming at him and just like takes him down instantly. I'm like, oh my god, I would pee myself. Like you wouldn't even have time to pee yourself because you just eat you. But freaked me out. Just the fact that he got to watch it get him was like terrifying. Yeah. What you got?
I would just really like the look of this movie. I think the sound design for this movie is really good too. I love all the sounds of the storm, and I especially love when they get into the eye of the storm and everything just becomes silent.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky because you're so used to hearing all this noise, and then all of a sudden there's no noise at all. It's like, oh,
it's bright and sunny.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, something awful is about to happen.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the characters, the main character and her dad. I like the whole apex predator, I don't know, symbolism. Did you think it was cheesy?
What are you?
Yeah.
No, I'm just laughing because instead of saying apex predator, last night I was like, badass bitch.
Oh, badass bitch, yeah.
I'm a badass bitch.
Yeah. So I really like that. I think this movie is a really, really nice looking movie. Alexander Aja always knows how to create a good tension-filled sequence. The only issue I have with this movie now is somewhat of the protagonist plot armor device. So, like, no matter kind of what happens to these people, they all seem kind of fine later on.
Oh, like she's like running around, but yet she had her leg literally chewed on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's that. There's the dad with the broken leg, and I get he put a splint on it, but like you're not probably walking on that without at least a crutch.
No.
And then he gets his arm bitten off at one point throughout the movie. You're dead, dude. I don't care how quickly you fucking pinch it off or whatever you did, dude.
Yeah, he
cut the blood flow out, but like
had a beating.
Yeah, I don't think there's coming back from that because you already had so many other injuries. What that included blood loss, that I don't think you'd make it through that one.
Yeah, even just trying to walk up the stairs when you literally just had your arm cut off and your leg is broken and everything. Like, there's no way you're making it onto the roof.
No.
But I'm happy with the ending, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have handled a sad ending. Sugar had to survive. The dog, every time the dog was in the scene, I'm like, don't you dare do this to me, Aja.
Yeah.
Don't you kill this dog.
Yeah, I was smiling because I did know that the dog survived the whole movie.
Okay.
This is probably one of the only movies that an animal survives the whole thing.
Yeah, especially in a survival creature movie.
Yeah.
Because the dogs always get either used as bait or like, a sacrifice.
Yeah, the dog sacrifices itself.
Yeah.
I just think there's also some funny moments of like almost like dark comedy, like it's pretty funny that they go across to the gas station and they get the bow and then the storm picks up and then they end up back in the house after this big ending. They just crash right back into the house. So it seems like, oh, I guess that was for nothing. I'm like, yeah, I think that was supposed to be like a funny moment, like a scene of levity.
It's
like
funny, but also frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this movie just like, I was just on edge the whole movie. So I'm like, can they just survive already? Can we end this? Can we have a happy ending?
There's also like the frustrations of like I picked this out the first time I watched it and it didn't really bother me, but yesterday it started to bother me. And it's the fact that they have these brick like window things so you can see outside and the
crawl space.
Yeah, and the water's draining through. You can break those bricks.
Oh.
Like it's not very difficult to do.
Okay.
He has tools down there. Like he's got a shovel. Like you could break those bricks and you could have just walked
Got out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before it even started flooding, you could have done that. And with the alligators, knowing the alligators were in there, you could have done that, no problem.
Yeah. I guess maybe that was in a zone that maybe the alligators were in, though. Was it in the open space?
No, it's all around the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally all around the house. It's like especially where he's sitting for the majority of the movie. There's a spot with the bricks, and they're shining lights out of it, and I'm like,
that's true.
I'm like, just break the fucking bricks. Like, there's no way you can't do it.
Yeah.
And somebody's gonna be like, oh, it's a structural thing. I'm like, maybe, but like, bet you could still do it. And he had a shovel too, so why didn't they just go through the floorboards right off the smash?
Yeah.
It's a crawl space. It's probably what, 4 or 5 feet? 4 feet probably. Yeah.
Lots of claustrophobic moments too, like when she's going through the pipe, and when the dad is still under there and she's not, but he's like getting flooded out and he's trying to breathe, and she ends up having to like break the floor to get him out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad that these alligators still hold up with them being pretty much all. I think they're all CGI, but like, they all hold up fantastic. I can't actually believe how well they do hold up.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how the next movie is going to look.
I know it's set in New York, right? So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. One cool thing, a fun fact. So the like exterior of this place was all built on a soundstage, and they actually had to flood it and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they built like the gas station, the house beside it, their house, and a couple other things, and it was just like big enclosed area, like a gigantic pool.
Okay.
And they filled it up.
Do you want me to pull up fun facts or?
Sure. I don't know.
See if there are any.
I just watched the special feature on that. That's how I knew that.
Okay.
And the water was extremely cold, I think.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think majority of the time the water's cold. I don't think there's any I don't think they ever put warm water in there.
Yeah. It was Kaya's idea, so the main girl, for her character to be barefoot for most of the movie. She fought to have her character barefoot because she knew, as a woman, if you step in poop or mud and flip-flops, instinct is to take them off. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's the second creature feature by Aja Piranha 3D he did.
Yep.
This is the first horror film Sam Raimi produced in many years without his longtime producing partner Rob Tapert.
Yeah, I was wondering because he does have I think it's Ghost House Productions or something like that. Sam Raimi's production company.
Okay.
It's weird that it was just him.
Okay. Although the film is set in Florida, 6 of the 8 top-billed actors are from UK, 1 from Canada, and 1 from Croatia. I was wondering why she was in this movie, because she's from the UK Skins. UK, I think. But yeah, I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah. In the scene where Haley walks into the house looking for her father, a tree crashed through the window, causing the dog to run throughout the house. This set was built inside a large water tank, and as the days progressed, the water levels rose. Before shooting commenced, the trainers rehearsed with the dog in the corridor and going through the dog flap, rewarding her with sausage each time she came through. Like, doggy got to eat.
Sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
This movie for me, I think, gets 4 stars.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just the plot armor stuff and then like how they achieved to get out. Could have been a little bit better. But like I get it. You're trying to like you gotta keep the movie going. But at the same time, like these people are taking on a lot of damage.
Yeah. I'll go 4 stars as well. I was going to say 4.5, and then I was thinking about your reasons. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. There's also a scene where she goes to get her phone, and she's going to call 911, and she just stays there to do it. And I'm like, girl, go back to safety and call. So that frustrated me too. But I mean, you don't know what you'd do in that situation, I guess.
Well, exactly. You don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, I think 4 stars is fair.
Yep.
Yeah. What would you guys rate this movie? And are you excited for the next one?
Yeah.
How many people do you think are going to die in the next one? I think the kill count on this was 5 people I saw.
Yeah, all awesome, amazing kills.
Yeah. But yeah, check out our channel memberships if you're interested in supporting the channel. Only 99 cents for the first tier.
Absolutely. We do have a merch store as well where we got some sick, sweet designs. So go over there and check that out.
Yeah. And always remember
to stay spooky.